Good morning, Kasturians, and welcome to video 2 of chapter 1 Geography Resources. In the previous video, we saw what does it mean to be a resource, and we saw the classification of resource on the basis of their origin. In this video, we will see the classification of resources on various other bases. So let's start. In the previous video, on the basis of origin, we have classified the resources as biotic and abiotic. Now, on the basis of development, we have potential resources and actual or developed resources. Potential, that is capability to be put into use. So, potential resources are those natural resources whose quantity is not known at present and they are still not used up to their maximum optimum output at present. On the basis of the developments and scientific research, they can be put to use in future. So all such resources are called potential resources. In this, we can put solar energy and wind energy. Also, the energy of falling water, which is still not harnessed up to its full or optimum potential. In contrast to the potential resources, we have actual or developed resources, where in potential resources the available quantity of such resources is not known, but in case of developed or actual resources, the total quantity as well as the quality at present are known, and these resources have been put to use up to their optimum or maximum potential. And these resources, a part of such actual resources can be developed. Also, these resources are generally the resources which are not man-made, but they are processed by man. We can put again the solar energy and wind energy in this category, but it is in the developed countries that the solar energy and wind energy can be a developed resource, but in case of developing or underdeveloped countries, the same solar energy and wind energy will be a potential resource, as these countries, they lack the technology to harness or utilize these resources up to optimum or maximum potential. As the various classifications we are doing, they are of natural resources. So these resources, as we have discussed in the previous video and this video also, that they are present in nature. They can only be processed by humans, they cannot be produced by humans. On the basis of this, we can have different types of resources as renewable and non-renewable. The renewable resources are the resources which can be renewed by reproduction, also by physical, mechanical or chemical processes, and we can also say that they can be used again and again when used once, or they can be put to use again and again, and they are available in the same form if once used, like water. Water is used to generate hydroelectricity, and even after generation of hydroelectricity, the water is available for use in the same form. Air, water, soil. So these are all renewable sources because they are available in unlimited quantity and they can be renewed or replenished within a specific or short time period. But there are certain resources which take a considerable or a long time span of say 3 to 4 centuries to get replenished. Means once used we cannot get them back in the same form, and we cannot reuse them again and again in the same form. They take a long time period of minimum of 3 to 4 centuries to get converted into the same form. Such resources are called non-renewable or exhaustible resources. Generally, the non-living things and minerals and fossil fuels are the non-renewable resources of energy, because they are they are formed naturally and the process of their formation is very slow. That's why these resources, the minerals, the fossil fuels, and the non-living things, they are all known as in non-renewable or exhaustible resources. We have one more classification of resources on the basis of their availability on the earth. So on the basis of their availability or distribution on the earth, the resources can be categorized as ubiquitous and localized. Now ubiquitous, U stands for universal. So ubiquitous resources are the resources which are available everywhere on the earth, like sunlight and air. Water is not available everywhere, but sunlight and air, they are available everywhere on this earth. So these two are ubiquitous resources. Whereas there are resources, generally almost all the resources, they are not present everywhere on the earth. Such resources which are confined to a specific area, they are known as localized resources. Generally the minerals including coal, gold, silver, iron, these are all known as localized resources as they are not available everywhere on the earth. Now the next important type of resource apart from natural resource, as we have discussed, were the human resources. How the humans are a resource, and what they made. The different types of materials which are available in nature, they can be put into variety of use by the humans to satisfy different requirements and needs of the people. Such things, such converted things are known as resources, and since they are made by humans, so they are known as human made resources. It includes the buildings, the roads, the telephone lines, railway tracks, all such things, broadly speaking, which come in infrastructure, they are all human made resources. It is with the available technique, by making use of their knowledge and by making use of their skills, the humans, they develop these naturally available materials into useful things, and these are called human made resources. Now human resources, humans, they are living organisms, but how they are resource? As when we try to define a resource is something which can be put to variable use to satisfy the needs and requirements of the people in accordance with the time and their living conditions. So it is the humans, they have got brain like other living organisms, but they develop their brain, and this developed brain imparts skill and knowledge to the humans, and making use of this skill and knowledge with the help of the available technique, the humans are capable of making the best use of natural resources. It is this skill and knowledge of humans which make them capable enough to create new things from the available natural materials, and that's why humans are a resource. They can convert the available or potential resources into useful products, and for this nowadays every government, every country in this earth, on this earth, is laying its emphasis to develop humans as a resources, and for this two parameters are considered to be important, that is the good health and education. And that's why almost every country is emphasizing more on development of humans by providing them better education and by providing them access to good health. Now we have discussed a lot about natural resources, about their use. Now, since the natural resources, when we talk, they are available in nature but in limited quantity, and they cannot be produced by human efforts. They can only be processed by human efforts. So there is also a need to conserve these resources. As we cannot live without these resources, we have to put them into use. So one way to keep them safe is to preserve them, that is not to use them, but it is not possible. So we have to use them, but judiciously, without bringing any exploitation, and by reducing the wastage and putting them into use in a way that they not only satisfy our present needs, but they are also available in the same form for our future generations. That is called conservation of resources, and for this we try to use the resources in a proper manner to fulfill our needs of today and to conserve these resources for future generation. This type of development is often termed as sustainable development. So a need to bring awareness about preserving and conserving these natural resources and our environment is there, and for this we as a human should come together and work for this cause. Thank you and have a nice day.